Brittany. So today's gonna be a popcorn chat video, and today we'll be discussing on the Christmas movie Elf. And Elf was released November 7th, 2003, directed by John Farrell. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Oh gosh. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. Um, so yes, of course, we all know that this became a huge success at the box office, and Will Ferrell did a great job playing, Buddy Elf. Well, he thinks he's an elf, but he's not. But everything that happens, it just turns out really funny, and the cast is great, and their performances and the music composed by John Debney also did a really great job with the music. But yeah, this turned out to be a really, great Christmas movie that came out when it did, and it's just one of those movies where you would want to watch every year, around this time of year, and it just puts you in that good mood, where it makes you feel good, and it really does. And of course, this it was distributed by New Line Cinema. So of course, like I said, this is just a great Christmas movie, and everything about this movie is just had this good feel, warm Christmas, feeling to it when you watch it, and it's just one of those movies that you would love to watch. It really is. And so let's see. Okay, so of course, the story is where he where he was at an orphanage, and then he ends up in Santa's bag, and then when Santa returns to the North Pole, he had found out that a baby crawled out of his bag. And then, since then, Santa and the elves had raised him and pretty much, looked after him. But ever since then, he had always thought he was an elf, but he ended up much taller than the other elves, and it's just But then of course, he comes to find out the truth, that he's human, and that he has a father, but I think his birth mother had passed away, but his father works, out of business in New York, so he goes out there to find him. But of course, things don't really go so well, because when he does go find him, it's like he's just so excited and so happy to be there that he just thinks he's going to be welcomed with open arms. But that doesn't happen, because everyone's wondering, like, who is this guy? And so when he tells his father right at his office that he's his son, and that he didn't even know, that his father didn't know anything about him. So it just leads to where, he doesn't know. And so he does end up finding out that that is true, that Buddy is his son. And you can see how Buddy really wants to get close to his dad. He really wants to do anything to spend time with him, talk to him, to get to know him, but yet he's even though he wants to, and you can see that, but yet his father is just not believing it. He just thinks that this was a whole setup, you know. And so yeah, you can see how he is he gets upset easily, so it's like he does not want to be bothered by it. And but how everything, I would say the way everything turned out, of course it may have turned out like that, but of course you do get funny parts and other parts where it is a bit more sentimental, but everything about it just turned out great. And the cast did a really great job with their performances, and even the music. The music was done so well for this movie because it really does capture those moments of the feel good moments, of the holiday, but then it also captures the more heartfelt moments as well. And the director did a good job with this movie, and it was also written by David Burnham. Wait, I'm so sorry. I do not know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I believe it's Burnham. I think. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I want to say even the costume designs were great, especially Buddy's outfit is unique, but also very familiar because that's something you see in Rudolph. And I think yeah, I believe the director was inspired by the design of the outfits that the elves wore in Rudolph, and wanted to use that in his movie, and I think to make it look similar. But yes, yeah, I remember when I saw that. I thought, okay, I know I've seen that before. I've seen that Rudolph. But it's like, what, and that's fine, because I think it's great that when other directors or when others that are working on a movie and they are inspired by something from another movie, and yet they want to somehow use that in their movie and maybe make it look similar but still make it their own. Like, I just think that's great. And I love Rudolph, and so to see that, and even to see the snowman, or he also looks similar to the other snowman in Rudolph as well. I thought that was just great too, like having those two great similar Rudolph references, so I do think so. And I would say the cast, as I mentioned, that they all did a great job, because I love their performance in this movie. And with Will Ferrell, he's just hilarious, and but also he also does a really good job when it comes to the more heartfelt moments too, because when you have those funny parts, you can't help but to laugh and laugh, and just have this good time where you're just in that good mood and you're laughing, but yet when you get to those more heartfelt moments, you feel it, like along with the the rest of the performances and with the music, because with both acting and the music, they go well together, you know, like cake and frosting, because you can't have one without the other. Because if you just have if you watch a movie where there's no music, then it's like having the cake with no frosting. Like, and who would want a cake without frosting? Because you're mostly gonna have a plain, simply naked cake without the frosting. So that's pretty much it, and that's just what I'm saying here, is that that's the truth. You can't have one without the other. They do go very well together, because when you have the acting, the performances, along with the music, really great music, it just blends in so well, and that's what makes a movie really great to watch, and just like not only great to watch but also very entertaining, enjoyable, and just were it really like the best way to put it, it really pulls you in, where you're just so into the movie and you're just like whatever's going on, that you are feeling what's going on, because that's what happens. Like when you're watching a movie with the music, you're feeling something. Like sometimes even just the music can make you feel something because of what's going on. And even with the performances, and when you hear the music together at the same time, like I said, you like they both make you end up feeling something, whatever it may be. Whether it makes you really sad and you are crying, or it makes you feel so intense and you're scared, or maybe you feel tense but you can't move, or you feel maybe you feel so scared and your heart's pounding, or it probably makes you feel so happy, and yet maybe you're just smiling or laughing, or whatever it is that you're feeling with it within that moment. It just depends of what's going on, and how it's being presented, and how it's being what's the word, like, and how it's just coming all together. So that's pretty much how it is for every movie. So yeah, and so yeah, I really do enjoy this movie, and everyone did such a great job both on and off screen. And I'm also going to be watching Elf sometime this month as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this popcorn chat. So that's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.